Welcome to the Garden City Community Chat Show, episode number 611, with your hosts, Carrie, Tom, and Mike. Tonight's guest is Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, Garden City and all the neighboring communities.
Look at old Doppler Tom all decked up for the weather, cold weather.
I'm telling you, have you been outside? It's getting nasty.
Yeah, I just got back from the Empty Bowl banquet a little while ago.
Lips sliding away, huh?
Yeah.
Well, hello, Garden City and all our neighboring communities. This is episode number 611. Welcome to the Garden City Community Chat Show. It's Thursday, February 16th, 2023. We're so happy you could be with us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well and you're not out in this weather if you don't have to be out. I am your host, Carrie. Also joining me tonight are my co-hosts, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Mywinski. Tom, you've been busy.
Tell me about it. This work on top of this crazy weather, on top of everything else. And yeah, staying warm tonight for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Also, former Garden City Councilman and past president of the Garden City Kiwanis, Mr. Mike Jones. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent now that I'm home.
Yeah.
Inside, out of the freezing rain.
Right. Nice, safe and warm right inside.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we are always happy to have Joe Bartley on the show. As many of you know, Joe does a tax talk segment for us. With us every week during tax season. Well, tonight Joe is here live to share more good information for you about taxes and what you need to know. He also is the treasurer of the Garden City Business Alliance, and he'll be here sharing with us what's new with them as well. So stay tuned for that. Now, Tom will be here shortly with the ever changing weather forecast for you. And then, Mike, you're going to close out the show with some community announcements.
Yes, sir.
So we have a lot to get to. But before we do, remember, as always, you can write your comments and questions in the comment section if you're watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also text your questions to us at 734-788-9319. We also want to take a quick minute to say thank you to all of you who listen and support us every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We'll also be doing some shout outs to those of you watching and in the chat room. We really appreciate everyone's support. And remember, we'll always continue to promote not only our community, but yours as well. Speaking of community, if your organization or business has any events, announcements, or cancellations that you would like to get out to our listeners and you would like to be featured on our show, what should they do, Mike?
Probably the best thing would be to email us, Perry.
Exactly. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook at facebook.com/gcchat. And Mike will be more than happy to pass that information along. We also encourage any local business to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance and see what great things they can do for you. For more information, go to their website at gardencitybusinessalliance.org. All right, let's get Tom in here now, and then we're going to spend some time chatting with our friend Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and more. So stand by for Tom. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. This has been some crazy weather, my friend.
I know, it's been wild. I mean, we had some mild days this week. We had some rain. We had some wind yesterday. Pretty windy day on tap yesterday. And now we're starting to end the week in a little bit of a wintry twist of things. And it's not your traditional winter storm. This isn't a full-on snowstorm, if you will. This is kind of more of a mixed bag of just mess out there. And it kind of really began to start to get going after 5, 6 o'clock this evening, and it continues at this hour and pretty much will continue throughout the rest of the evening and into the overnight hours before ending into the early morning hours around sunrise tomorrow morning. So yeah, pretty much at this hour and the last couple hours, we've been dealing with kind of a freezing drizzle with varying intensities. I mean, at times this freezing rain is actually fairly moderate at times. Then it kind of backs off to a little bit of light rain. Then it kind of goes to a little bit of a drizzle and mist. But it's been continuous throughout the last couple of hours. I mean, it's been varying intensities with kind of these waves of heavier bands of it moving through. But for the most part, everything is really starting to be coated with a good light glaze of ice out there. And overall, just before the show came on, I did go out there. I was kind of scoping it out. That's why I have my winter gear on, staying warm. And overall, kind of our back deck is completely ice covered. It's pretty slick and slippery out there. Overall, the vehicles are starting to get pretty iced over if you haven't driven them over the last couple hours. And the roads are okay. They're not getting too terrible out there, but they're starting to get obviously pretty wet out there. And as the night goes on, they'll probably continue to get a little bit more slick out there as overall more precip continues to be fed into the entire region out there. So overall, this freezing rain is actually going to be continuing over the next couple hours. We're in a kind of a right state of the atmosphere to really see a primed atmosphere for freezing rain, which is precip type we don't really deal with too much often here. I mean, we can get it. We have gotten it in the past, but it's been a while since we've got freezing rain in our area to have quite a bit of impact. And this will be the night for this. Overall, people are probably wondering how this freezing rain even occurs. I mean, the temperatures are below freezing. Shouldn't this all be snow? People probably think it's just rain or snow, and there's not really much of an in-between. But there's quite a bit of different precip types. If you get kind of what they call a warm nose within kind of a shallow layer just above our heads. So it's pretty below freezing at our surface, but a few thousand feet above us, it's actually fairly warm. It's actually probably in the 50s or 60s, and that's melting a lot of this snow coming down, because every precip type all starts as snow, then it always melts down to rain during the summer. That's why you can get hail at times if you get an updraft within a thunderstorm. But in the winter, if you have a warm nose above us and cold air at the surface, you can get all that snow to melt into liquid, and it will continue to be liquid all the way down to the surface, and then those rain droplets will freeze on contact with the surface, because obviously the surface is below freezing, and you get a pretty icy mess, which is what's happening this evening out there. So even if you go out to take the garbage out, you better be careful, because you can easily slip and fall, and you definitely need to be very cognizant of your surroundings tonight if you're even going out and about, because it's getting pretty icy out there. And overall, throughout the night, as we get more colder air feeding into our region, we'll get a few different precip types to develop and kind of switch over. So this freezing rain is going to continue for the next couple hours. By the time we get kind of, I would say around 11 to midnight, it will begin kind of switching over to sleet, which is basically ice pellets. So what's going to be happening is this rain will be, again, coming down, but by the time it gets to the surface, it will have time to refreeze, and will just be ice balls hitting the surfaces. And then after that, after midnight, probably 1 to 2 a.m., this will completely switch over to all snow. And then we'll see snow on the backside of the system as it wraps up. So overall, we're not expecting a whole lot of accumulations of snow, sleet, and freezing rain, but less than an inch of all of that kind of combined will definitely create quite a bit of slickness out there and quite a bit of problems. But overall, not a significant amount of totals to cause any kind of power outages or kind of sway the trees and cause some damage within the trees and all that jazz. But nevertheless, it will definitely cause some issues out there, and you'll definitely need to take it slow for the morning commute, because temperatures will remain below freezing all day tomorrow. So after this precip ends tonight, as we get to Friday, the precip will be shutting off during the morning hours, but it will be fairly cold throughout the entire day. We're staying probably into the 20s all day, so we'll be below freezing. So all untreated surfaces will remain slick, they'll remain icy, and there'll definitely be some problems out there for the morning commute if you're going to be out and about. But we do see changes on the horizon, because it's Michigan. What else is new? And by the time we get into the weekend, we're actually going to warm up again. We're definitely going to be seeing a little bit more wind again over the weekend, especially on Saturday, which is going to bring in that warmer air into our region. So by the time we get into Saturday into Sunday, temperatures are going to get probably into the mid to upper 40s, maybe even squeezing up a 50-degree day on Sunday. So overall, it's definitely going to be warming up as we get into the weekend. And this weekend's looking pretty good. I don't have any weather concerns. It looks dry, but just a little bit on the windy side on Saturday, bringing in that warmer air. And kind of moving into next week, kind of an active pattern is kind of still in the cards. A couple days of some inclement weather is probably in the cards next week again. But starting kind of early in the week, Monday and into Tuesday, overall, we'll probably see some dry days early in the week, still staying fairly cloudy. I mean, that's the Great Lakes for you. So not really seeing a whole lot of sunshine next week. And temperatures early in the week on Monday and Tuesday will be into the low to mid 40s for highs. So staying fairly mild starting into early next week. But by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday of next week, that's when we start to get into another storm system again, which could bring some rain, snow, maybe even a little bit of wintry mix again. So kind of dealing with more on the side of kind of these wintry mixes, more than just a full-on snowstorm across our area. So we'll probably deal with a whole bunch of more precip getting into mid to late of next week, with temperatures flirting into the 30s, back into those time frames, getting into some colder air. But that will be kind of short-lived. We'll probably deal with a little bit of activity Wednesday into Thursday, and then it'll be drying back out as we get into the end portion of next week, ending the work week on Friday with probably a dry day, but staying fairly cold still into the 30s. So staying fairly active tonight with a nice wintry mix of snow and ice. So keep it tuned to kind of your surroundings if you're going to be out and about, because there's definitely going to be some icy spots out there on the sidewalks and on the roads. And then some more wintry weather for mid portion of next week. So winter is still here. It's just given a different shape of it, if you will, and not really bringing just cold and snow, but a whole bunch of different precip types across the state of Michigan. And overall, as a whole, for the rest of the month, I don't really see any significant winter storms to speak of. I don't really see any full-on Arctic air continuing to kind of intrude into the region for a prolonged period of time, probably 30s and 40s to really end the month for high temperatures, and probably 20s and 30s. Even some nights are going to have some 20s and 30s going all the way until the end of the month. So we're definitely going to see a little bit more on the lighter side of some wintry precip, but nothing kind of significant to cause like widespread impacts and significant problems out there. So I mean, we did have that one storm earlier in the month, but as a whole, there really hasn't been a whole lot of major winter storms that we had to deal with. But as we get into March, I mean, we're climatologically waning off of winter. So maybe we're going to make it through without too many issues. But March can definitely have some implications with it. It could definitely have some winter weather mixed in with it as well. So we'll just have to see how that shakes out. Yeah. But yeah, each year is different, and we'll have to just see how this pans out going forward. But other than that, the weather's been fairly active across the country. Storms and severe weather have been pretty much confined to the southern United States, and that's pretty much ongoing at this point. Winter weather to the north, and we're just kind of in the battle zone, if you will, between severe weather to the southern U.S. and the real big heavy snows to the north across kind of the northern United States. So we're kind of in that transition between rain, snow, sleet, and freezing rain. So we're kind of dealing with everything, if you will, but with kind of limited impacts, if you will, but still causing some issues out there. So other than that, if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated as we continue to roll on through winter in February. So nothing too crazy this winter, but tonight's definitely going to have its impacts and problems out there. So stay vigilant and stay safe out there, because it's getting icy for sure.
Kind of a mixed bag up and down, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, I can tell you, I can't give you the exact date of when it was, but the last time we had this ice, I had just made a post on Facebook and told everybody to please be careful out there. Mm-hmm. I went out the back door to let the dog out, and I fell and broke my wrist. So
don't go out there tonight, Kerry. Do not.
I'm not. So,
you don't have a dog to let out now.
Yeah.
And tell Cheryl don't go out there with that knee.
Right. No. Exactly. Yeah. What'd she say? Oh, she's in there. Okay. All right. Thanks, Tom. Good job as always. All right. Let's say hi to a few people in there watching us before we get to Joe. We got Michael Bingles in there. We have Barb Reddy. We have Patty Fix. We have Garden City Fire Chief Kathy Harmon. How you doing, Chief? William Paul Werhan is in there. How are you guys? Fawn Salvador says, finally a face to put with the weather, voice. There you go. Kathy Harmon is in there, I mentioned. Mrs. Chad is in there. How you doing, dear? Gobo Bartley, how about that? From Livonia is in there. I wonder who that is. How you doing, Gobo? Hope you're doing well. Shannon Coffee, the notary babe, is here. Wait, it's icy out? No, I have to drive to Troy in a few hours. Oh, good luck.
Take it slow.
Take it very slow.
Be careful.
Yeah. So what's the temperature right now, Tom?
The temperature right now is 29 degrees.
Yeah, so salt may or may not work a little bit, huh?
It'll work a little bit, but
yeah,
for the most part, the colder we get, the less effective salt gets for the ice.
Right. All right. Well, thank you, sir. I know you got to drop off and get to work. So
I'm always working.
We'll see you next week.
Tell Joe I said hi and get my taxes done. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. He is a very good friend, not only to the show, but to us as well. Please welcome Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Let's get Joe in here. Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
We're doing good.
Good.
Don't like the weather, but hey, what are you going to do?
Well, we can't complain too much. It hasn't been that bad this year, so
It really hasn't. I think our weather has really become more mild, hasn't it? Don't you?
yeah. Oh yeah. I
We're
think
kind of
so.
getting the weather that Kentucky and Tennessee and them had, I think, a little more, and they're kind of getting more of a winter, really, aren't they?
Right. At least we don't live in Buffalo, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, really.
Yeah.
So, Joe, give our listeners a little background on yourself. You just recently retired from GM. Congrats again.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, how long have you been doing taxes, and how did you get started?
So I started in actually 95. I started at H&R Block over there at where Kroger used to be. It's Planet Fitness now.
Mhm.
And that's where I actually met Janine, the other J on J&J. And so we left there, worked there 8 years and left there, did them out of our house for a little bit, and then ended up getting the office, started above Orange Jewelers there,
Mhm.
in a little kind of a closet. And we were up there for, I don't know, six, 7 years, and then got the place down here on the ground floor. So I could have a window and wouldn't have to put up with stairs.
Right.
Been down here about 8 years now.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
So been doing taxes about 27, 28 years.
Wow.
And
And how many years at GM?
24.
Wow.
So I hired in late.
You've been a busy guy.
So yeah. So that's what people keep asking me. They say, "So are you enjoying retirement?" And it's like, well, I kind of went straight from retiring GM to a busy tax season. So
And not only do you have the office in Garden City, but you also have a satellite office in Toledo, correct?
yeah, I just opened one up on Telegraph between Alexis Road and State Line Road. I'm going there every Friday. I go there, and that way, because I do have a lot of people from the plant, and then even that's expanded from outside of the plant,
Right.
referrals and everything. So
Yeah. Makes
you
it
know,
convenient for them.
yeah, they can drop it off, and it's a lot easier than meeting someone in a parking lot. And you know,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, so I mean that's so I don't totally lose the drive every day, but
Right.
at least I only do it one day a week now. But I'm only going to do it during tax season. That way, it's convenient. I mean, I have other ways that people can give me their information. Portal, or I have actually some people that'll throw it in the mail, and,
Right.
and that's all fine. But
Snail mail.
it's nice to have the hand to hand and the to be able to see people and
Exactly.
get their signatures right there. So, but it's kind of an industrial area. It's just a small room. A friend of mine down there has a kind of a warehouse type place that he wasn't using the office, so it worked out really great.
Yeah, worked out great.
Mhm.
So I know you started doing tax talk for us back in 2019, 2020, something like that.
Mhm.
And I approached you with the idea and you loved it, and you've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Sometimes I try to mix things up and try not to get too boring. I know taxes sometimes aren't the most exciting thing to talk about, but I try to keep it exciting and try to give people information that's going to help them,
Right.
and taxes are something, just because you're not, you don't need to hear some information right now. Down the road, your situation might change, or you might have a kid or something will come up. So
Exactly.
it's always good.
I'm going to put a graph up here. It's kind of what your accountant should never do. I felt this was kind of interesting. You can comment on this. The first one's prepare taxes without a PTIN number. What is that now?
That's every preparer that does taxes for compensation for a living is supposed to have this prepare number, and it's from the IRS, and that should go on. Years ago, when we did taxes, when we sign them, we would put our social security numbers on there. Well, because of security and everything, they changed it to to this PTIN number.
So the IRS, they delegate a certain number to you. That's your personal number then.
Right. Every year I have to renew that and pay the fee, and it's a moneymaker for them too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Also, they should never base their fees as a percentage of your refund. That's interesting because a lot of them do that, depending on how much you get back.
Well, and yeah, that's actually illegal.
Wow.
And we had that, like, if you've heard the commercials, it's a ERTC loan that some businesses can qualify for, and it's a really complicated credit. I did one, and it's like a lot of work, and it's not something that I really put a lot of time in, and there's not a lot of information on there, but there's a lot of commercials on it because there's a lot of money to be made there. And some of those places take a percentage, and I'm not sure if really, because I mean, it's not based on your tax return; it's based on a credit. So I don't know. I wouldn't touch that, doing it that way at all with it.
Right. So if anybody says their fee is going to be a percentage of what your refund is, they better walk out probably. Eh?
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
Also, they should never ask you to sign a blank tax return.
Right. And there's people that would do that.
Wow.
When you do a direct deposit, and it's something that I never even suggest, but I could actually put your direct deposit, if you're getting a refund, in more than one bank account. Wow. So is what has happened over the years, and of course not too often, thank goodness, but the preparer, who is kind of on the shady, well, not kind of, is on the shady side, will end up taking a part of that tax money and depositing it in a bank account that he or she has set up.
Wow.
And actually steal some of your return.
Holy cow.
So, and if you've signed something, a blank piece of paper, you're kind of opening yourself up. You don't have any way to prove that,
screwed.
That it wasn't done. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's good information right there.
Mm-hmm.
They should also never neglect or forget to sign your tax return.
Right. Now, like with a lot of the programs, like with my program, I automatically have an electronic signature, so it automatically goes on there, and that's legal. But is where they get into trouble is, like, you've got the guy that maybe they just do taxes, at tax time, they go buy a TurboTax program, and they'll do your taxes and charge you at the kitchen table, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but then they will give you your tax return, and it'll either be totally blank at the bottom where it has all the prepare information, or it'll say self-prepared.
Oh,
so obviously, if I give you a blank tax return, or if that's self-prepared, you're saying that you prepared it yourself. So I'm totally, I have no liability whatsoever.
Right. Well, if I get audited by the IRS, I want you to go with me.
Right. Well, and the thing is that people don't always realize, and as tax preparers, we don't always like to tell people this because it makes people really nervous, especially if you're but you're responsible as the taxpayer. You're responsible for what's on that return. Right. So, ultimately it's your signature. And even though, you make the argument, hey, I didn't know what I was doing, that's why I brought it to this person. Ultimately, it's on you. So you want to make sure that somebody who's ever doing your tax return, especially if they're charging you, is kind of has a clue of what they're doing.
And you can only prepare what they give you.
Exactly. Like a lot of the businesses, and I tell them, hey, whatever you tell me, that's fine. You don't have to prove anything to me.
Right.
Obviously, if I think something is not right, I have an obligation to say something.
Sure.
But it's on you. You have to keep your receipts, and your proof. It's not something I have to necessarily keep.
Okay. So also they should never neglect or forget to sign, or did I do that one? Oh,
You did
report
that.
false expenses and omit income.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So there's a thing that people can do, and this is again your small businesses mainly.
Yeah.
There is an earned income credit. So people that have a little bit lower incomes can qualify to get this credit.
Uh-huh.
Well, the credit, there's a range in there where people can, like a sweet spot. So
Uh-huh.
if you don't make enough, you don't get it, or you don't get much. If you make too much, so is what people have known to do is, okay, I made this amount of money. Now I had these expenses, but if I use these expenses, it's going to knock me down, and I'm not going to get a very good earned income credit. So I'm not going to use the expenses.
Oh,
So you're not supposed to do that. If it's a true expense, you're
You have
supposed
to
to,
report
you're supposed to report
Right.
it.
yeah. What, Mike?
Declare it.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
coming. You got to declare it.
Exactly.
Also, they should never refuse to return your tax records.
Right. I've ran across that before, where I've asked people, hey, do you got a copy? A new client, do you have a copy of last year's?
Mhm.
No, I don't have it. They never gave it to me.
Oh,
And you're supposed to give the people,
right.
And now I do have times, especially like a few years ago with COVID. I've got returns that I have locked up in my safe right now of people's that they've never picked it up, and I've
Oh,
either
they're
forget
copies.
to tell them, but it's there if
Yeah.
they want them.
Right. Wow. Now, how long are you obligated to keep those, though?
It varies, depends on who you talk to. I would say on normal situation, 5 years should be enough.
Yeah.
If you've got a business, you might want to go a little longer, or if you've got like a lot of investment accounts or something like that.
Right.
Right. But that, just to give credit, that graph that you have is it's from a company. It's a young lady that I kind of started chatting with online a little bit, and she is an accountant and a tax person in Detroit, Lenore Phillips, and she's been trying to grow her company, and she does different accounting, and she's really trying to get into the business and
This is a great list right here. This is very down to earth.
Oh, she's very talented, and I've never met her personally, but we've talked online quite a bit, and compared notes and discuss things, and she's very good at doing those kind of graphs and everything. So I always ask her, hey, can I use this? Because I like it. I like a lot of the stuff that she does.
Right.
It looks nice. It's a lot nicer than what I could put together.
Yeah, when I saw it, I says, "Oh, that's great. That's going to be nice." For the
You
show.
said there's no way Joe did that.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you thought it.
And the last thing, Joe, is they should never file your return without your permission.
Right. And I am supposed to have your signature before I file it.
Right.
Because you need to know exactly what I'm sending in. And that's kind of important. And I've had people that actually kind of got mad at me in the past about that, like, because maybe they couldn't get to the office. But it's like, yeah, just go ahead and file it. And it's like, oh, I can't. I need your signature.
Yeah.
So
now, do you encourage your clients to e-file? I mean, some people, they like to have that check mailed to them.
Yeah, you mean e-file or direct deposit?
I mean, direct deposit.
Yeah, definitely, because you can get it back so much quicker.
Right.
It's like a lot of the chains, and I'm not dogging anybody, but
Right.
they advertise the rapid refunds and get
Yep.
your money back in 1 or 2 days and everything.
Mhm.
You know, most of the time you can get your money back in a week. Now
Right.
I usually say 2 weeks, give or take, but it's like, and all of those, when you take out those are loans. They're not giving you your refund early. They're giving you a loan, and you're paying fees on that.
Yep.
You know, regardless of what they're telling you, you're paying fees.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I think
it's
I
like,
saw it posted on Facebook where somebody got theirs back in like 4 days.
yeah, I was shocked. This last week, I
Yeah.
did a couple's return Monday evening, and
Uh-huh.
she called me Friday morning and said, "I can't believe it. My refund was in my bank."
Wow,
you
that's
know,
crazy.
and it's like, I mean, and that's not going to happen all the time, but that was really nice. You
Right.
know,
Right.
so don't pay the extra. It's like I have a program, that I use that I can actually have the fees taken out. Like
Oh,
if you have a refund coming
uh-huh.
and your fees, I can have it taken out,
Oh,
so you don't have to pay up front.
oh,
The
I got
problem
you.
is, and that was a good thing a
Yeah.
few years ago, they
Yeah.
were charging $9.99. Okay, and this isn't a Joe fee. This is the company fee.
Right.
Well, they've raised it over the years, and it's like $50 now to do that.
Wow.
And I tell you, because people ask me, I go, no, don't do that.
No.
It's
Wow.
don't waste your money, spending $50, just so you can pay me, because I mean, I take charges, I take checks, I take cash, Venmo, Cash App,
Right.
PayPal,
Yeah.
all of those things,
Pretty
you know.
flexible. Yeah.
And worst come to worst, I'll hold your return a few days till you get the money. But
Right.
don't spend the extra money to do that. I just think that's, I don't think that's right.
That's good advice. Very good
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel that's important that the taxpayers should know as far as changes this year? Now, I know they're saying that the returns have been smaller, but that's basically for people that have kids? Is that it?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, because there's no extra child tax credit like there was last year.
Right.
So that kind of, that was kind of a stinker for people with kids.
Uh-huh.
Um, so that's an issue. Of course, there was no stimuluses or anything like that this year.
Yeah.
They cut back they had a charitable contribution where you could deduct $300 even if you didn't itemize, which
Uh-huh.
most people can't itemize anymore. They took that away.
That's gone.
So they took a few things away.
Yeah.
And it does seem like people aren't not a huge difference, but I'm seeing a little bit of difference. But the biggest thing that I try to tell people is that the way they have it set up now, it's all about what you make as opposed to what you have withheld. So
Okay.
because people will say, how can I get more money back?
Yeah.
And the only way you do that is to have more withheld. For the most
Right.
part, there's not a lot.
Yeah.
And it's always funny because I get this all the time. Well, my brother, who has the same thing as me, and he got back 10,000. And it's like, well, let me see your brother's return, and I can tell you why.
Uh-huh.
But no two people are alike. And
Right.
the new W-4s that they came out a few years ago,
Mhm.
if you fill those out, if you're working, you start a job, and you fill that W-4 out the way that you're supposed to, go line by line,
Right.
you're going to end up paying every time. It's
Wow.
terrible. I don't know who thought it, because they're asking you about your spouse's income, and I tell people, don't
Confusing. Yeah.
put zeros all the way down. Have
Wow.
the most withheld, and
Mhm.
a lot of people don't agree with,
Especially-
that kind of thinking. Some people want to cut it as close as possible. Some people don't mind paying. They don't want the IRS to keep their money.
Yeah.
But if you're like most of us, it's hard to cut a couple $1,000 check, you know, every winter or spring.
Right. So it's probably more beneficial to a single guy or person too, right?
Right.
To-
Right.
To zeros all the way.
Yeah.
Or
Because,
more, have
yeah,
more without.
because they're gonna cut it very close. You
Yeah.
know, and some people, I even advise, depending on what your tax bracket is,
Uh-huh.
you know, sometimes you actually are better off even having a little extra claimed, just so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Wow.
But and the other thing to remember is, taxes are probably, and I've said this before, I've said it on your show, Kerry,
Yeah.
taxes are probably as low as they're ever going to be. They're probably going to go no place but up. It just it doesn't matter who the president is or who's in charge.
Yep.
Taxes are eventually just going to continue to go up.
Yeah.
So you want to keep a handle on it. You don't like surprises.
Right. Jerry Thorne from Party Animal Travel says him and the animals are listening from New Zealand.
I saw it. I was trying to read a question really quick, but I'm not good at multitasking. So
yeah, I'm going to put the question up. It's 2 p.m. there, he says.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the question up. If a family member died and was working most of the year, does the IRS require the next of kin file taxes in their name? Thanks from the animals.
So the short answer is yes.
Uh-huh.
That's one of those where there may be more discussion needed. But like if it was obviously if it was a married couple and one of the spouses died, the other one would be required to file.
Right.
If there was an estate left, if they worked most of the year, there could be a refund situation to where the estate would be entitled to a refund. So you may want to file,
Yeah.
Of course, you would need, who, to be the executor or have the ability to do that.
Right. Good question.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah. So the easy answer is probably
more than likely. Yep.
Right. It's a good idea for a couple of different reasons.
Ed Wilhite from Hog's Backyard Barbecue is in there watching. Says happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday to you, Ed.
Thursday.
Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. So anything else as far as taxes before we get into the GCBA stuff?
The one thing that's really popular right now, a lot of people are doing is the gig workers, the DoorDashes and the Uber drivers and everything.
Yeah.
Those people they're getting 1099, so they're not having the taxes taken out.
Okay.
So at tax time, you're going to be responsible for those taxes, everything, which includes self-employment tax, which a lot of people kind of forget about. So you want to make sure to be prepared for that. Now you can take expenses. So if you have, like an Uber driver or anything, keep track of your mileage. Now there's a lot of, there's apps that you can get for your phone that actually will assist you with this and keep track of your mileage, because you are supposed to have some kind of a mileage log. So if you are audited, that's the first thing they're going to ask for, the IRS, is, hey, let's see your mileage log. But that's, so basically you're a small business when you do that gig work, and there's been a lot of controversy. I know California has been really all over that about trying to make it, make those people W-2 employees where Uber or whoever would have to hold out taxes.
Right.
Which there's advantages and disadvantages of that.
Yeah.
Because if they become W-2 employees, there's no more there's no more business write-offs. If you work for someone else, there's no business write-offs.
Yeah, correct.
Where if you work for yourself, then you can write off your mileage and anything else that you might.
That would be a big disadvantage for them right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Right. And then stay tuned for to see what goes on with Michigan too. I know it looks like that they may be able to repeal that the pension tax.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up. We've been talking about that for years on this.
Right. So seeing, and then also a little bit better credit for the lower income people with
Right.
kids.
Right.
So
Yeah,
stay
there's
tuned.
changes on the horizon, hopefully. So
Yeah, hope so. They were supposed to vote on it this week, and then with all the tragedy and at
Yeah.
MSU, they
terrible.
put
Just
that off. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
Michael Bingle says he visited Joe today. Thanks, Joe. It was nice meeting you.
Hey, it was nice meeting Michael. Very
Yeah.
nice man.
Yeah, good.
Mhm.
Let's see. We also have Kelly Bailey is in there. How you doing, Kelly? She's going to be a guest on our show coming up, and going to talk about boots for veterans and boots. Also, Derek Parton's in there from D&D Sports Chat. I think he saw you too, not just recently.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So you want to move on to the GCBA now?
Sure.
All right.
My other passion.
Yeah. Well, you're the treasurer. You've been the treasurer a long time. I mean, even when I was president, and you've done a great job.
Thank
I
you.
also wanted to mention that Cheryl won the basket of love, and there's a picture of her right there with Joe. And let me tell you, there was some really good stuff in there.
It was a great thing. Do you have a picture of the winning picture that was a selfie? 'Cause that was the best one.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't have that one. I have it, but I don't have it on here. But anyway, we just wanted to thank all the businesses that donated all the fantastic prizes and gifts.
It far exceeded our expectations.
Oh,
the businesses were outstanding,
Unbelievable.
and it was just great. We haven't decided if we're going to do other things like that. We don't want to keep asking our businesses, but some of those businesses spent a lot of money to donate,
Mhm.
and you hate to keep asking
That
them.
was a great event. It really was.
It was, and it was fun too.
Right. A lot of fun.
It was fun.
Let's see, what do we got in here? Ed Wilhite's in there, Hog's Backyard Barbecue. He donated a really good prize.
Mm-hmm.
And
there were some good ones. There was some good ones.
There was.
But,
all right. So I know you are also the treasurer of the GCBA, and we'll get to that. Let's see. Oh, I did the graphic. I showed Cheryl's picture. I'm just going through my notes here. Oh, I think Fawn has she says, I have always did our own taxes the old-fashioned way with a pen and calculator. Last year was a bit more difficult with a little bit of crypto I've dabbled in with the forms. Could I just have you do the tax forms for me, and I pick them up and mail it myself?
So if someone doesn't want to electronically file, they can choose not to. Yeah. I'm probably going to try to talk you into it.
Yeah.
Just because it's cleaner, it's safer, quicker, it's more accurate.
Yeah.
But certainly if someone doesn't want to, to e-file, then they can.
Right. Okay. But yeah, I would encourage you to e-file too, Fawn, if you can. It's the only way to go.
Right.
A lot safer, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, and let's talk about crypto.
Sure.
The IRS isn't coming down on them, but they want to know if you have it.
Right. There is so many things that they don't know yet.
Right.
And, they had that big, the one, what was it? FT, what was it? It was some initials.
Yeah, that guy that embezzled all of it or whatever.
And it really tanked, and those people lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is, the people that lost money, you're out of luck.
You're out of luck.
Because there's no kind of guarantees or anything with it. You're kind of on your own.
Yeah, all those celebrities, Tom Brady and all of them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like if a stock tanks, you can take a loss off that, and carry that on your tax return.
Sure.
This crypto, there is nothing, and So they're really looking at it, and the IRS is trying to figure it out
Mhm.
exactly how they can get their hands on it, and and make it, obviously, so it's a taxable situation.
And speaking of the IRS, they were given quite a bit of money as well, their department.
They were, but there's been a snag in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I
So,
know they wanted to hire more, agents and
yeah, they wanted to hire, I want to say 86,000,
yeah.
but no, it's politics. So they're
Oh,
trying to. So the other side is saying we don't need them, and
Yeah.
so
yeah.
um,
Wow.
they're, it's a fight, but and I'm telling you, someone that deals with the IRS and talks to people that deals with the IRS.
Uh-huh.
You try to call them on the phone, you have a question or you have an issue that you need to because there's sometimes you have to talk to someone.
Yeah.
And
Look,
good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And,
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so they need more help. They need more customer service. Obviously, probably no one wants more revenue agents.
Yeah.
but
Right.
but it kind of comes all together.
Yeah, it does. It does. But
Right.
we'll keep an eye on that too and see what happens. I'm sure you'll keep us informed on that.
Mhm.
Now you have to stay up to date on this stuff. I mean, every year it's changing.
Yeah, I go to classes every year.
Schooling, I know you do. Yeah.
And I was happy this year because I actually could go to a in-person class. The last few years with COVID previous, we had to do the online, and
Yeah.
I'm just not a big online for classes,
Right. Yeah, I got it.
I like the classroom and the interaction, and to me, that's enjoyable. And then I usually try to go someplace different. Not always. Sometimes,
Well,
they'll
you've
have
been to Vegas, I think, even in school.
I've been to Vegas a few times, Orlando. I went to Myrtle Beach this year.
Wow.
But went in November, which isn't the best time to go to Myrtle Beach. It wasn't bad, other than Hurricane Nicole was going through Florida. The first few days, we couldn't get out. But the last few days we were there was pretty nice. We did the walk on the beach and everything, and picked up shells, and it was pretty nice. But
and I know your software, you have to keep that software updated too, and that isn't cheap.
the
Expensive.
yeah, it is. It's and I don't know, but it's about $3,000 every year.
You gotta have it.
For the tax software.
Wow.
It has to be updated and everything. So
Oof.
it's an expense,
It's an expense.
but it's something, and even the smallest little thing, can change a lot of different things. So,
Right.
and then, like I have the ability, I can do all 50 states and all that kind of things too.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I've got all of that on there too.
And everything I'm sure it's backed up and secure.
Right,
It's gotta
right.
be. Yeah.
Right. I have to go through 3 or 4 different passwords to get into it and everything. So,
Yeah, you just never know, them hackers out there with their
you can't be too safe.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
So let's talk about the GCBA. We had the Valentine's event. That was your idea, I know. What else is coming up this year for them?
So the big thing that a lot of people really enjoy is our music in the parks.
Right.
And I've got the dates, and we're working on that, but we do have dates June 15th, July 20th, and August 17th.
Okay. Are you guys going to have a flyer made up or something?
Yeah. And actually, there's a preliminary one, but it's not been made yet. But
have that sent to me, okay?
Yeah, yep, I will. And we're trying to try to do some things last year, and we're trying to improve it. We would like to try to make it more family friendly, or at least more things for kids to do that they may enjoy doing. And we also would like to increase the, because we have what we called it shop and play last year, where vendors could set up, and we have sponsors that sponsor, because that's what pays for it, is the different businesses put on sponsorships. So there's levels of sponsors, and then if you're a sponsor, you can set up a table and put out, your your wares or information or
Mhm.
whatever you want to put out. And even if you choose not to sponsor, you can pay and then have and still have a table.
Yeah,
We
and it's
also,
regional too.
yeah,
Right?
we're opening it up too for like the nonprofits, especially the local nonprofits, such as the schools
I think
or
Kiwanis was there last year,
yeah,
right?
yep,
Mike?
they were there.
Yep.
They were there, and where they could actually do fundraising things. I think the high school did something with what is it, the night after graduation or there's a name
Oh,
for
the
it.
all-night party.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they did something and they had a raffle. So,
Uh-huh.
but we're encouraging the nonprofits to come out, set up a booth, maybe set up a game, some fundraising,
Sure.
and they can come out and set it up. Obviously we want to know in advance because we want to have have it set up
Laid out.
correctly.
Yeah. Right.
Have a plan, but so they can come out and set it up and just make it an event. So not only do we have the food trucks and some great food and walking tacos and things.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Which was unbelievable.
I never had those until the last one. I got one.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
get
like,
that all the time
whoa.
when we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
This was like unbelievable, but and there, and there's food, people can come hungry, and so we want to continue that with the food trucks. And if we could have some places where people could, kind of for lack of a better term, a mini Lucky Squirrel,
Right. Yeah.
but to have some things where people, again, the nonprofits, so
Mhm.
people can come in if they need to raise money.
Yeah. Showcase their organization and their businesses. And,
Some games,
yeah.
if someone could set up a little gaming area
Right.
and do different things. I mean, something that would be fun. Keep the
Mhm.
kids. So we're going to try to start it earlier. The band's not going to go until like 6:30,
Okay.
but we're going to try to open everything up about 4, and just kind of let people come and go.
Right.
uh,
Secure their place there. And
right,
out-
right, and then
Sure.
go and hopefully we have a nice turnout so that people can get it set up, can get their things set up, and have some fun with it. And maybe again, some of these nonprofits can make a few bucks out of it
Right.
too.
Right. And pray for some good weather because.
Oh
it
yeah,
is
for
70.
sure. But it is such a good time. We
Yeah,
had and there, I think they about got the bands all wrapped up. But I know I didn't make it to the first one, but then I did get to the second two, and I really enjoyed.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Bands,
Yeah.
and it was fun, and it was a nice evening, and it was a good time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's your big events. And what are the dates again? July.
June 15th, July 20th, and August 17th.
Okay. And then you'll have a flyer made up and we get that out too.
Yeah. And we're probably gonna do a 50-50 raffle.
Right.
It's just as much as we can do, to keep it fun.
And you're looking for sponsors now, right?
Right. Yeah. We're going to start really, really soon looking for sponsors. There's going to be different levels depending on how much you want to spend.
Mhm.
The more you want to spend, the more exposure your business is going to get.
Right.
And but it's a good time. And I'm telling you, and I'm not just trying to sell this, but I have had people come in to this office and new clients, and I said, hey, how do you hear about me? Well, we saw you do that music in the park thing. We saw your name up there.
Right. Yeah,
So
it's been very popular. I mean,
it
even when Cheryl started it years ago. I mean,
it works.
Awesome sense.
Yeah, and it's a way for the businesses. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that us as business people can market ourselves.
Right.
And there's little things and things. The more you do, things work.
Well, this is something that the GCBA does for the businesses.
Right.
You need to take advantage of it. They really
Exactly.
do. Because the exposure is really good. I mean, you get hundreds of people there. It's really good. Really.
And I have got a lot of business over the years from the GCBA, either directly or indirectly.
Yep.
And so it's a great organization, and for people that don't know, it's recognized as the chamber here in
Right.
Garden City.
Right. Yep.
And we have actually our next meeting. We're going to do an evening meeting, which we're going to mix it up a little bit, because usually we have them at the farmhouse, the Straight Farmhouse, on Fridays. It's usually the second Friday of every month.
Right.
But Friday's not a good day in the evening because they do a lot of rentals and everything.
Yeah.
And the farmhouse is really gracious in letting us use their facility.
Yeah.
So we're going to have it. It's going to be, I think it's a Wednesday, March 8th.
Okay.
We're going to do
Evening.
at 5:30, and we're gonna have some coffee. We may have some appetizers or something.
Yeah, that way you can get for people that work.
Right.
You can come by,
Right.
because it's 9 a.m. in the morning on
Right.
Friday. So.
Right, and it's more. We're going to do more of a networking thing. We're going to have a real short meeting, keep it brief, not linger on too much, but give just an opportunity for people to chat it up and to talk and introduce themselves, and and hopefully we'll get a nice turnout. And anyone's invited. If you don't have if you're not a member and you have a business, or even if you don't necessarily have a business and you just want to be active in the community.
Right.
We have people in our community that don't really have a business per se, but they volunteer and they help us out a lot, because they want to be part of it.
So
the business community it's important for a city.
It is
to have a strong business community. It all ties together.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
And let's see, what else? Anything new that you're tossing around? Maybe, possibly.
Well, we've got like for the GCBA, our mascot that we started doing, Bisbee, which is a bee, and the message is to be kind, and we try to preach to people, because there's so much negativity out there in the world.
Yeah.
Is it just to try to be kind to each other, and Jackie Peridor, who is the president, who's doing a really good job. I'm really pleased with what she's been doing, and she's working hard. She puts a lot of, well, you know how it is, Carrie. You put a lot of time into presidency, the GCBA, and it's all volunteer. There's no pay for anybody.
Yeah, nobody gets paid. You're a 501c6.
Right. But
so
she went and got herself a bee costume, and she was in the Santaland parade, walking and waving, and in her bee costume. At the Music in the Park, she had that bee costume on.
I think you had badges made.
And it was cute. So we're always looking at other ideas and trying to get ways to promote the businesses. We just did this, the Share the Love. It started out as a basket and ended up we had to buy a cart.
That is a nice wagon.
And we're always, looking for ideas, suggestions. We
volunteers.
Right, volunteers are so important. And again, with the businesses, you only get out of something what you put into it.
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
And it's fine. If you want to just, go and sign up, the dues are $35.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
And they've been 35 for all the years. I mean, we started in 2014. So coming up on 10 years here pretty soon.
And you look at other chambers. You've got Westland, which I think they're 200 and something.
Yeah, hundreds.
Yeah, Livonia, I think is 4 something.
Yeah.
And don't quote me on those prices. I'm not 100%.
No, but you're close. You're in the ballpark.
Right. But but just because we have a website, and the new website, where people can go to, and again, it's marketing and trying to work together. When someone comes in and asks me about, hey, do you know this or do you know that? The first thing I do is hey, check out, GardenCityBusinessAlliance.org, look and see, because there's a list of the members, and
it's all alphabetical. Yeah, it's
right.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. But it's trying to help each other out. because it's competitive. You know, we're competing. You know, we're just little Garden City, so
Yeah.
you know, and it's not even, you don't even have to necessarily have a business in Garden City.
No.
If you have where you're, you know, have clientele, or you know, you can certainly from outside the areas too.
It's just a good way to be involved, get involved in your community and with your businesses, you know.
Right.
Get to know your business owners and help them out and volunteer. It's a good feeling. So,
Right.
but yeah, you're right. You only get out of it what you put into it. So they
Right.
really need to, you know, step up and
Mhm.
you know, I've been doing this show now. It's coming up on 13 years in May, and I've put the word out that any business is welcome to come on this show and showcase their business. I mention it at the end of every show. So, you know, if you're at a meeting or whatever, pass that along to
Right.
members and let them know that we're here
Mhm.
for them, and because we enjoy what we do, right, Mike?
Right. just having a ball.
Yeah, yeah. So, anything else before I let you go?
No, I think we're pretty good. It's been a long day for me, so
Yeah,
uh,
we'll let you go.
hopefully Tom takes care of me in the morning, and the drive says I got to go to Toledo tomorrow morning. It won't be
Ooh, that's
too
right.
bad, you know.
Yeah. Now, can you wait a little while, or do you have to be there at a certain time?
I can't, well, because I tell everyone I'm going to be there between this time and this. Usually, I tell everyone I'll be there from 11 to 5.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, well, hopefully, you know, they'll be all right, and you know,
yeah.
down.
So if I can get there earlier, I don't set up appointments per se. I just tell people this is what I'm going to be there, and then they can come and go. I don't actually do taxes there.
Right, drop them off. Yeah.
Right. Just because I don't know, because I have to use my hotspot on my phone. I don't know how secure it is. I don't want to have information floating around.
It's just convenient for them to drop them off, and then you can
right,
go
and then come back and sign. You know, I've got about a dozen of them sitting in my bag right now that you know, people will pick up tomorrow. So
right, awesome. Well, Joe, thanks again for spending some time with us. It's always a pleasure to have you on, and you know, you can always come back anytime. We look forward to next week's tax talk.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the people that are in the room, especially, you know, as I look through, I see a lot of names that I do their taxes.
Yeah, a lot
and I appreciate them because that's you know, that's my living, you know. So
yeah, I think we're scheduled for next week. I think
so.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, once again, you can contact Joe at 734-523-8291 or email him. It's right on the screen there, Joe at jnjtaxesandmore.com.
Thank you. That's right. And everything I do is by appointment. I try not to keep people waiting.
Right.
You know, I know people, you know, I've got a real small office. You know, it's pretty much just me. So, you know, and I tell people, hey, if you call and I don't answer, it's because I'm with somebody. I don't like answering the phone. So just always leave a message. You know?
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, look forward to seeing you to get our taxes done. And you take care. Get some rest. All right.
All right. No problem. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Take care. Okay. See you, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. Good information. He's always got a bunch of good information, don't he?
Yes, sir.
Does a good job. Highly recommend him. All right, moving on. The next city council meeting is February 20th, 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. The meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you may have as well. City can't do anything if you don't let them know, right, Mike?
Correct.
All right, let's get to community announcements with Mike. So you ready, buddy?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Time for some community announcements.
You say you're gonna leave.
Mike.
You know it's a lie, 'cause it'll be the day when I die.
All right, good job.
We still need people for Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
Volunteers are needed for the Garden City Meals on Wheels. So you can apply at the Maplewood Center, 31735 Maplewood, in Garden City, or call 734-793. What is that? 1874.
Right. Yep.
Notary Babe Shannon Coffee says Happy Valentine's Day. There's 50% off all notary services for the whole month of February. Call 734-469-8821.
Right. And use the code More Love.
Coffee with Canine Blue and his handler, Officer Stanley, will be on Sunday, February 19th from 9:30 a.m. This is going to be hosted at the Garden City Police Department.
Yep.
Oh,
Chance to know your canine officer and Blue.
yeah. One-on-one adult tech tutor. Need your help with your email, the internet, your cell phone, or a computer? Meet with Julie every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. or on the first Saturday of each month. 1.5 hour slots by appointment only. Call to register 734-793-1830. This is it. She does this over at the Gardens. Well, she's got the Garden City Public Library down here, but I think she's got an office over in the new Radcliffe Center.
Yeah, I think she might have moved over to the Maplewood. I'm not sure. Or she's got both now going. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
Okay, it's time to register for the next semester of Garden City University. The goal of offering Garden City University is to provide citizens the opportunity to learn about city services and operations. Residents and visitors can learn more about the city's municipal government and the services it provides by attending a series of classes with other citizens, a diverse background of Garden City. The 6-week course is free and will cover a number of topics, including administration, public works, public safety, finance, and a variety of areas related to Garden City's municipal government. The aim of Garden City University is to provide a better understanding of the government's role and its relationships with citizens, as well as continue to build the relationship between government and residents to improve our community's quality of life.
Yeah, it's a good program. It's a good way to find out how the government's run.
Yeah.
A few more days left here.
Yeah, Boing Boing, a nonstop comedy at the Inspire Theater. They still got performances scheduled for Friday and Saturday, Friday and Saturday, the 17th and 18th, 24th and 25th at 7:30. And Saturday and Sunday, February 18th and 19th, 25th and 26th at 2:00 p.m. Tickets are only $18. You can get those by going to inspiretheater.ticketleap.com.
Yeah.
Garden City Parks and Recreation and Dance Express present a tumbling class. I could use tumbling. I tumble all the time. No, no, this is for kids. Registration begins February 13th, so it's already started.
Mm-hmm.
Every Tuesday, March 7th through April 11th is for the ages 5 and 6. That's from 6 to 6:50.
Mm-hmm.
And March 7th through April 11th, 7th through 8th is from 7 o'clock to 7:50. Cost is $30. Neighborhood Watch is back. Second Tuesday of every month, 7 p.m. at the Garden City Police Department. Share with your neighbors. Next meeting will be March 14th.
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing softball back to Westland. Registration is now open for girls fast pitch softball. For more information, email Lisa or visit our website, baseball@wyaa.com. Scrapbooking, February 18th. So that's coming up in a couple of days from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at St. Simon and Jude Church, 32500 Palmer Road in Westland. $35 a person for the full day, $20 a person for a half day. And there's food and vendors are available. Public is welcome. Pre-registration, mail payment is St. Simon and Jude, 32500 Palmer Road, Westland, 48186.
Okay.
Garden Club has their next meeting on February 21st at 7 p.m. at the Straight Farmhouse, 6221 Merriman Road in Garden City. Join us as our guest. Pastor Wayne Parker shares how he makes delicious maple syrup. He will also have a short presentation on designing flower porch pots. Pastor Parker is going to be a guest at the Kiwanis meeting on next Thursday too, and he's going to talk about that maple syrup type thing.
Yeah, maybe you'll bring some samples, eh?
That's what I was hoping. Anyway, everyone is welcome. Contact Cheryl Burton, 734-788-1319.
I know her.
Yeah, I'll bet you do. How's she doing?
She's doing very good. Very good.
Good.
Matter of fact, I want to take a minute to wish her a happy birthday. Tomorrow's her birthday.
Wow.
And
Birthday, Cheryl.
so she's doing very well. Very well.
Okay, learn to make pierogies. Thursday, February 23rd at 6:30 p.m. Okay, this is going to be done at the Oddfellows Hall in the lower level.
Yeah.
You must be able to walk down 6 stairs.
Yep.
Cost for the class is $40. For tickets, go online at, what is that?
sfh.ludus.com
Yeah.
/200432935.
What an easy to remember email address.
The best thing you can do is just go to straightfarmhouse.org, and all their events are listed right there for you.
Okay, St. Thomas the Apostle Parish is having their world famous fish fry every Friday, starting February 24th through April 7th from 4:30 to 7. They're at 31530 Beechwood Street in Garden City.
Yep.
Phone number is 734-427-1533. They have great dinners, friends and desserts, a variety of menu sources.
Yeah.
For any taste.
A lot of stuff.
Okay, we got a big hockey match between the Garden City Police and the Westland Police on February 25th at 7 p.m. in the Garden City Ice Arena, 200 North Log Cabin Road in Garden City. And all donations go to the Michigan State Police Officer Detective Sergeant Kachar, Kachar.
That'll be fun.
Yep. Support the Garden City High School boys soccer team. Sports venue from 12 to 9 p.m. on March 4th, which is a Saturday. Gift basket raffles, 50-50 raffles, a bake sale.
And more. Cool.
Beginner's drawing. Learn how to draw. Price is $50 for a 5-week session, starting the week of March 6th. First and third graders are on Mondays from 4:30 to 5:30. Fourth and sixth graders are on Thursdays from 4:30 to 5:30. And
But the
this is going to be at Radcliffe Center, so.
Right. I guess they got an art studio over there too. That's cool.
I didn't realize that.
No.
Night to remember, Daddy and Daughter Dance. Saturday, March 18th at the Radcliffe Center. We'll invite you to an elegant evening of dinner and dancing on Saturday, March 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. $20 a person.
There, Mrs. Chat, she says, yes, I am doing great. Had PT today and managed 1.7 miles on the bike and actually shocked myself.
Yeah, I'll bet you.
I appreciate the birthday wishes. Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of miles there.
Yep. I did a half an hour on the treadmill this morning.
Wow.
Downtown Garden City, Lucky Squirrel returns on May 20th. Applications to reserve your spaces will be opening soon. For more info, contact John at Downtown gardencity.com.
Lucky squirrel coming back.
Garden City Senior Center presents Cornwell's Turkeyville Lunch Theater. March 24th, that's a Friday. Tickets are $55 a person. Lunch is served at 12. Show starts at 2 p.m. Heartwarming musical about the challenges and rewards of love, and it introduces us to Michael and Agnes, a young couple moving into their new bedroom on their wedding night. Ooh, that sounds good.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Through wedding jitters, raising a family, growing apart, and coming back again, we join them on the journey of their lives across the 50 years of marriage to the moment when they leave their bedroom to the next newlyweds.
Wow.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Okay, Notre Dame Social Club is got a Peter Cottontail workshop on March 25th from 11 to 5. Kids of all ages are welcome. You can get free photos with the Easter Bunny, free crafts, meal deals, free entry. They're located at 3144 South Wayne Road in downtown Wayne. There's also says never too early to book your graduation party at Notre Dame Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mayor's Forum. Mayor's going to have another open sharing of opinions and burning questions. It's going to be on Wednesday, April 12th, 5:00 p.m. at City Hall. So come join Mark Jacobs, our mayor, and express your concerns and ask your questions.
Yep.
The Great Pig Race. April 15th. Tickets are $20. I've been willing to register our pig for this race, but every time I've got my checkbook, John is not there to receive the money. So I don't know.
Wow. They don't want our money.
They want it. Anyway, April 15th, doors open at 6:00. Post time is 7:30. It's at St. Thomas the Apostle, 31530 Beechwood in Garden City. As I say, tickets are $20. You have to be 21 years old and over. There'll be lots of food, fun, basket raffles, 50-50 raffles, a cash bar.
A good time.
It is a good time.
And
Be any Kiwanis member for tickets.
And put your money on the Chatmeister.
Right. Another Notre Dame event. Let's see, what do we got? A fundraiser, Karaoke for Life.
Yeah, Relay for Life.
Oh, yeah, Relay for Life.
Yeah.
Okay, on May 19th, food available for purchase, cash bar, music by DJ Justin, 50-50 raffle, baskets, etc. Again, 3144 South Wayne Road in Wayne, Michigan. The Wayne Open Air Farmers and Artisans Market every Wednesday starting May 31st from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Notre Dame Hall.
The dates.
Okay.
Be cruising time before you know it.
Yeah. For our buddy Don Nicholson, here's we've got Wayne Road Cruise on June 10th.
Yep.
We've got Cruise in Hines on August 17th. We've got Cruising with, was that Instep?
Step. Cruising with Step, yeah.
Cruising with Step on August 9th, 450 South Wayne Road.
It's a free movie.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know what the movie is yet, though. It's usually car related, though.
Yeah.
This is a big one, too.
Oh, yeah. We've been involved with that one for years, and it's going to be back at the middle school.
Yeah.
This is a Berger Autistic 26th Annual Autos for Autism Car Show to benefit Berger School for students with autism. It'll be on Monday, July 19th from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Garden City Middle School. Register, sponsor, or donate online at www.autosforautism.com or call Lisa Clark, or Kim Marquette. Lisa's number is 734-323-3010, and Kim's number is 734-812-1559.
Yeah, I would imagine we'll get one of them on the show before the event.
Yeah.
And that's all I got. Yeah, they get
Okay.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's a great event.
It is. All right. Thank you, sir. Good
You're
job.
welcome.
Once again, we're always looking for guests to be on the show. If you know, if you're interested, you know someone who might be interested, we'd love to hear from you. Just email us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, or you can message us on Facebook. It doesn't matter what community you live in. We'd like to hear from you. We are also doing the shows remotely, so you can do them from the comfort of your home or office. Come on the show and share your information with us and the surrounding communities. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. And speaking of guests, mark your calendars for March the 2nd. We're going to have the new interim director of the Garden City DDA, Mr. John Prosh, will be here.
Oh, good.
And then on March 16th, we tentatively have Sergeant Daniels, the new community resource officer from the Garden City Police Department.
Is he going to have Blue with him?
I do not know. But hopefully we can nail him down to March 16th. If that changes, we will let you know. So get those dates on your calendars. Let's see. And with that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
Yeah, I just want to thank the Key Club for sponsoring their
Yeah.
bowl banquet tonight.
How'd that go? Good turnout?
Reasonable turnout.
Yeah.
I was pleased with the 50-50 raffle because I won.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're buying.
Hey, I spent $20 for tickets for Faye and I,
Uh-huh.
$10 for raffle tickets. Kim gave Kim money so that she could register me for the Michigan District meeting, and it's going to be at the Radcliffe Center next month.
Uh-huh.
And so
Yeah, so
in total, I spent $56.50, and I won $55.
well, you almost broke even.
Almost. I still owe Kim a quarter.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
That was a good time, though. Good cause.
it was.
Yeah.
Good soups.
We want to give a special thanks to our guest, Joe Bartley, who is here tonight from J&J Taxes and More. Once again, contact Joe at 734-523-8291 for all your tax needs. He'll answer any of your questions you might have. So Joe's real good about that. Also, a big thanks to my fantastic co-host, meteorologist Dr. Tom Iwinski, and Mike Jones. Great job as always. Mike, any final thoughts before we go?
No, just the same thoughts as always. Let's pray for those people in Michigan State that are dealing with that tragedy there. And we want everybody to get vaccinated so that if they do catch COVID, you can tell them it's going to be pretty mild.
Yeah. Yep. It will be. Yep. I just want to mention Daytona. NASCAR is back. Daytona 500 is this Sunday at 2:30. And Derek just texted me and said that Suarez hooked Kyle Busch, and they're out of the lead. They wrecked. So there's qualifying going on right now, if you want to.
Wow.
And a big thank you to each and every one of you for sharing your time with us tonight and also over the years. This May, we'll be celebrating 13 years on the air. Remember, without you, there would not be a community chat. So we thank you again. Also, don't forget, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook, so you can catch it at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late tonight by going to facebook.com/GCChat. And feel free to share the show with your friends as well. Also, catch us on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for GC Community Chat. You'll find not only this show, but all of our past shows as well. And please subscribe to the channel by clicking on that subscribe button. We would appreciate that as well. And as we do on all our shows, we want to thank all of the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, and everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know that you are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. And once again, yeah, our prayers go out to all the families at MSU. This terrible event. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. And please don't hesitate, vaccinate, get that booster and get your flu shot. Protect yourself and others. And Mike, if you see something,
Say something.
exactly, we got to look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to DrTomsWeather.com. He's got a great user-friendly website over there. A lot of good information. We will see you right back here next week, live February 23rd, 8 p.m. for show number 612. So until then, we hope you enjoy the show. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to contact any of us here at the chat for any reason, once again, our email is gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know how we're doing and what you'd like to see more of. Thanks again for watching and for all the comments. And be safe out there. It's pretty icy, I guess. Going to get pretty bad. So
Don't go out if you don't have to.
don't go out if you don't have to. Exactly. We appreciate it. All right. Please have a safe rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Good night. See you, Mike. Take care.
Yeah, you too, Carrie.
Night.